This is the latest image captured by the James Webb Space Telescope in 2026. You think it's just a beautiful nebula? Wrong. Scientists say we may actually be looking at the sun's fate 5 billion years from now. Zoom out, and you'll see its true form. It's called the Helix Nebula, also known as the Eye of God, a massive glowing ring floating in the darkness of space. Even though it's only about 650 light-years away from Earth, scientists had never seen its inner details clearly before. But in January 2026, when Webb observed it through infrared light, it revealed thousands of strange, comet-like filament structures hidden inside. Astronomers believe there could be nearly 7,000 of these formations throughout the nebula, and each individual head can be larger than twice the size of our entire solar system. Scientists say that when you stare into this giant cosmic eye, you are actually witnessing a preview of what our sun may become billions of years in the future. And if a star like the sun ends its life like this, then what unimaginable forms might exist among the older, more violent objects deep in the universe? So in today's episode, we're going to use a series of incredible space images released over the past few months to journey from the death of stars all the way to the edge of the universe. If the last image was the remains left behind by a dying star, then this next one shows something completely different: the chaotic birthplace of stars and planets. It has a strangely fascinating name, Dracula's Chivito. Sounds cute, right? But in reality, this is an extremely violent stellar nursery. What you're looking at is a protoplanetary disk, the stage before planets are even born. So why does it have such a weird name? One of the researchers was a huge vampire fan and thought the glowing filaments rising from the top of the nebula looked like Dracula's sharp fangs. Another researcher, who was from Uruguay, said the dark dust lane in the center reminded him of a Chivito sandwich from his hometown. But don't let the funny name fool you. This sandwich stretches nearly 64 trillion kilometers across, about 40 times wider than our entire solar system, and hidden inside it is enough material to create an entire giant star system. This is essentially what our solar system looked like 4.5 billion years ago. Chaotic, dirty, violent, yet full of hope. If the previous image showed the disorder before stars and planets are born, then this next one is one of the most iconic cosmic scenes humanity has stared at for decades without ever truly understanding. In 1995, the Hubble Space Telescope captured this image and shocked the entire world. Deep inside the Eagle Nebula, nearly 6,500 light-years away, stood three gigantic pillars, hiding an incredible secret. What Hubble saw was only the surface. Because Hubble used visible light, all it could capture was a massive wall of thick, opaque gas. But this time, the James Webb Space Telescope used infrared vision to see straight through that wall. And once the cosmic fog was peeled away, scientists discovered something unbelievable. Inside those dark pillars that once looked empty were countless newborn stars packed everywhere. It's like staring at a solid wall your entire life, then suddenly switching to an X-ray machine and realizing the wall is filled with beating hearts. The tallest pillar stretches nearly 4 light-years long, roughly the distance from our sun to the neighboring star Proxima Centauri. And Webb revealed something extraordinary to us. That gigantic pillar is slowly being consumed by nearby massive stars. In roughly 100,000 years, this iconic cosmic structure will completely disappear. What we are witnessing right now is actually the final breathtaking moment of its life. If the pillars of creation represent beauty, then this next image might send a chill down your spine the moment you see it. This is not a medical scan, and it's not some surreal artwork created by an artist's imagination. It is a real deep space image captured by the James Webb Space Telescope in February 2026. Its name is PM1-21, nicknamed the Exposed Skull Nebula. Located around 5,000 light-years away from Earth, its appearance is unbelievably disturbing. The outer shell looks almost exactly like a transparent skull. Inside, the glowing gas cloud is divided into 2 separate hemispheres, with a deep crack running through the center, eerily similar to the structure of a human brain. But the strangest part is this: Webb used 2 completely different cameras to observe it. The near-infrared image makes it look like a ghostly, transparent skull floating in darkness, while the mid-infrared image suddenly lights up the dust inside, making it appear as if the brain itself is glowing. And in reality, this is also the final evolutionary stage of a dying star. What it will eventually become depends entirely on the mass of the star forming at its center. Will it explode as a supernova, collapse into a white dwarf, or become a black hole? Right now, we simply don't know. And maybe that uncertainty is exactly why its skull-like shape feels so unsettling. But the next image hides something even more incredible, one of the craziest scientific projects in human history. Last year, on a mountaintop in Chile, the Vera C. Rubin Observatory officially began its observation mission. It carries one of the most powerful digital astronomy cameras ever built by humanity, with an astonishing resolution of 3.2 billion pixels. To fully display a single image at its original quality, you would need to combine around 400 separate 4K screens together. Its first targets were the Trifid Nebula and the Lagoon Nebula. But this isn't just another beautiful space photo. It is the opening frame of the longest cosmic movie ever attempted by humans. Over the next 10 years, the observatory will repeatedly scan the entire night sky, searching for objects that move, brighten, explode, or suddenly appear without warning. And compared to the previous images, which were either strangely beautiful or terrifyingly bizarre, this next discovery may be even harder to comprehend. Now we're looking at something truly hardcore. This photo that looks like golden mountains is actually one of the most violent and chaotic environments in the Milky Way. It's the Pismas 24 star cluster, located about 5,500 light-years away, hidden inside the Lobster Nebula. How extreme is this place? Those glowing mountains are actually massive walls of gas being eroded away by intense radiation. The stars here have surface temperatures up to 8 times hotter than our sun. One famous star, Pismas 24-1, was once believed to be the most massive single star in the universe. But when the James Webb Space Telescope took a closer look, astronomers discovered it was actually at least 2 gigantic stars locked tightly together. This environment is basically a cosmic steel furnace, and if you think the sights inside our galaxy are already unbelievable, then you're still underestimating the scale of the universe. Now let's look beyond the Milky Way, 12 million light-years away, at the Messier 82, also known as the Cigar Galaxy. It really does look like a glowing cigar tilted in the darkness. But Webb's images revealed something even crazier. This cigar is on fire. Massive red and orange plumes of gas are erupting upward and downward from the galaxy's core, blasting out into space like a galactic superstorm. Its shape looks like a burning cosmic hourglass. What you're actually seeing are gigantic galactic winds made of ultra-hot matter. Why is it so violent? Because Messier 82 is a starburst galaxy, creating stars at a rate nearly 10 times faster than our own Milky Way. But what triggered this frenzy? Scientists believe its massive neighbor, Messier 81, brushed past it millions of years ago. The powerful gravitational interaction forced huge amounts of gas into M82's core, igniting waves of star formation and cosmic explosions that are still raging today. That galactic encounter from millions of years ago is still echoing across the universe. And if those earlier images already felt unimaginably distant, the next discoveries pull us all the way to the edge of cosmic time itself. For example, on March 14, 2025, one of humanity's space observatories detected a warning signal from deep space, a powerful gamma-ray burst. After a chain of complex follow-up observations, astronomers were stunned to discover that the explosion happened just 730 million years after the Big Bang. To understand how extreme that is, remember, the universe today is about 13.8 billion years old. This explosion happened when the universe was only about 5% of its current age, a time when the very first galaxies were still forming in the darkness of the young cosmos. That was during the era of Rayonization, the time when the first stars and galaxies in the universe began shining light into cosmic darkness. The James Webb Space Telescope didn't just capture the supernova explosion itself, it even detected the galaxy that hosted it. In the image, it appears as nothing more than a few tiny red pixels, but those pixels carry a message that traveled across 13 billion years of cosmic history. Right now, this is some of the earliest evidence humanity has ever seen from the edge of time itself. But even that is not the end, because the next discovery, MOM Z14, pushed human vision even farther toward the beginning of the universe. At the moment, it is the most distant confirmed galaxy ever discovered by humanity. The name MOM stands for mirage, or miracle. The light we see from it was born only 280 million years after the Big Bang. And because the universe has been expanding ever since, its estimated present distance from Earth is now around 33.8 billion light-years away. In the image, it looks insignificant, just a faint yellow smudge floating in darkness. But those few pixels completely disrupted our previous understanding of the early universe. For decades, scientists believed the young universe was mostly empty and primitive, with very few fully formed galaxies existing so early in cosmic history. But Webb revealed something entirely unexpected. But MOM Z14 told us something completely different. It showed that galaxies in the early universe may have already evolved into surprisingly mature structures, and they were far brighter than we ever expected. That means the infant universe was probably far more active, chaotic, and crowded than our old models predicted. And maybe even back then, countless strange cosmic events were already happening beyond our understanding. But the universe doesn't only leave us with impossible distances, it also leaves behind terrifying illusions. Take this image of the galaxy cluster JWST. Among hundreds or even thousands of galaxies, astronomers spotted 3 tiny lights arranged in curved arcs. At first glance, you might think they were 3 different supernova explosions happening at the same time, but they weren't. They were actually the exact same supernova. Astronomers named it Hope. The reason is almost unbelievable. This galaxy cluster is so massive that its gravity literally bends space itself, turning the entire cluster into a gigantic cosmic lens. The light from the distant supernova behind it was warped and split into multiple paths. Some light traveled a shorter route, some traveled much farther. And because those paths were different lengths, the light reached Earth at different times, which means, in a single image, humanity was able to see 3 different moments from the same exploding star at once. It was like watching time itself fracture inside the universe. It's almost like watching someone's birth, adulthood, and old age all appear on the same screen at once. By observing the universe across distorted space and time like this, scientists were able to calculate a new value for the Hubble constant. But instead of solving the mystery of how fast the universe is expanding, the results made the debate even more confusing. Cosmology may now be facing a massive crack in its understanding of reality itself. And now, let's bring our view closer to home, because near the center of the Milky Way lies one of the most frustrating regions astronomers have ever studied, Sagittarius B2. What makes this giant molecular cloud so strange is that its numbers simply don't make sense. It contains only about 10% of the gas in the galactic core, yet somehow it produces nearly 50% of the massive stars there. It's like a factory using only 10% of the raw materials, but somehow manufacturing half the products. So how is it possible? When the James Webb Space Telescope looked deeper into the cloud, it discovered enormous dark regions hidden inside. Those black voids aren't empty. They are ultra-dense stellar cocoons, where the next generation of massive stars is being born. This region may become one of the future power sources driving the entire Milky Way galaxy. And it may also be one of the most mysterious factories in the entire galaxy. Now let's zoom out one final time and look directly toward the heart of the Milky Way itself. This image was captured by a radio telescope array in South Africa, revealing an enormous portrait of our galactic core. At the very center of the image, the brightest white-gold region is Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. Across this panoramic view, spanning nearly 1,000 light-years, you can see countless bubble-like scars left behind by ancient supernova explosions. But the most shocking detail is this. Within this chaotic region, the James Webb Space Telescope detected dozens of glowing filaments, so thin they look like cosmic needles. And somehow, in one of the most violent environments in the galaxy, these filaments remain almost perfectly straight and parallel. Scientists believe these structures are being shaped by extreme magnetic fields generated around the black hole itself. It's almost as if gravity and magnetism are literally combing and sculpting the fabric of the universe. This is the true center of our cosmic home. More magnetic, more violent, and far more beautiful than we ever imagined. And after seeing all these images, one strange realization begins to emerge. The more powerful humanity's telescopes become, the more unfamiliar the universe starts to feel. From the future corpse of our sun to galaxies that somehow matured during the universe's infancy, What these images truly give us are not answers, but even greater mysteries hidden behind those answers. Every time humanity manages to peel back one layer of the universe, we discover an even thicker layer of fog waiting behind it. And maybe that's what makes the cosmos so breathtaking. It's not just how beautiful it is, it's that even though the universe feels almost impossible to fully understand, we still can't stop looking up at it again and again. I'm so wooed. See you in the next universe.